Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
And this is the 2022 Mazda CX-9 Signature all-wheel drive 3-row family crossover. And in this video, we're going to test out with our son Tucker to see if this is still the Zoom Zoom family hauler. All right, so here we have the 2022 Mazda CX-9 Signature, which is their top of the line 3-row crossover. Holly, my question for you, what do you think of the face?
I like it. I think it's a slick, smooth smile. I like the color. It's pretty.
It is a smile. That is a very good description of the front. Very happy chrome bright work up here with not so blingy rest of the grille, and then all your adaptive cruise stuff is hidden in this Mazda logo. But let's go around to the side and talk about the profile of this 3-row crossover. All right, side profile, 3-row crossover. You often comment how you don't know that they are 3 rows until we get into the back and I flip them up. I would have to say, in my opinion, of the 3-row crossovers we had, this is probably the most deceptive that it has a 3rd row. What are your thoughts on the profile of this guy?
Well, I definitely didn't know that it had a 3-row. I like the chrome accents. I like the sleek styling. It's kind of flat, but has a little bit of curviness to it. I like the color.
Yeah, so this machine gray paint job hides the East Texas pollen very well.
Yes, it does.
But was a $500 option and is really the only difference in price from the mid-grade Toyota Highlander you and I recently tested. Be sure and go check that video out. We'll link it there. But all around a fairly comfortable 3-row. We'll talk about the inside here in a little bit, but let's go around to the back and see how much storage space they have back there. All right, the business end. Let's go ahead and watch out, T-Man. We will lift up the power lift gate on this CX-9 to show off that behind the 3rd row, there's a little bit of space. Think a backpack width. There's a false load floor and an even more false load floor underneath there that hides the spare tire and the subwoofer in between. 50-50 2-person split bench rear seat, but I will say the 3rd row occupants, while they don't get air vents, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, they do get USB-A ports and cup holders back in the back. But what are your overall thoughts back here, Holly?
I mean, it's enough space, I guess, it's pretty small back here.
I know.
I'll be honest.
You and I, though, given our family situation, are going to be driving around more like this, and that's more room than is in our compact crossover with both of the seats folded flat. You can see we've got folding chairs for Tucker's soccer games back here. There's plenty of room with 2 bonus seats in a pinch. I will note, I had to push this up a little bit so I didn't bang my head. In its normal operating height, I grabbed the corner with the top of my head here, but I can push it up just a little bit more and I don't have to worry about hitting my head. But I do have a question for you, Miss 5-foot Holly. This does have a button up here.
I can reach it, but it's pretty tall.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to put groceries and stuff in the back, and it's been a little bit.
So this says it does have a kick operated, but I've not been able to find it. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
I found it. I found it. What do you know? So one thing I will mention while we've got it closed back here is this chrome strip seems to be a trademark of large 3-row SUVs now, because you and I drove the Buick Enclave with a very similarly styled piece of chrome bright work back here.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think the chrome accents just kind of give it a little classy look.
Nice touch.
Nice touch.
And then LED taillights back here with an incandescent turn signal. I like the circle theme. But why don't we pop inside? I will see how easy it is to get a car seat in the middle row. We will check out what it's like for a real size adult to sit in the middle row, and then we will let Holly get behind the wheel and tell you what it drives like. All right, sitting in the middle seat of the Mazda CX-9, very comfortable seat, nice firm seating position. There's a full center console here with a split opening storage compartment, heated outboard seats here in the middle row. Climate controls are in the back of the center console, plenty of knee room sitting behind myself at 5'10", and I can scoot up to give that rear passenger just a little more space. I'm gonna do the unthinkable here, and I'm actually gonna climb back there and see what 5'10" behind 5'10" behind 5'10" is like. All right, so sitting back here in the third row, it's actually quite a cushy, comfortable seat. It's not rock hard by any means, and my knees aren't up under my chin, but they are higher. I don't feel like I'm sitting directly on the floor, even though I practically am. There's a little bit of a lift before the seat actually starts here. No climate vents back here. Nothing great to speak of in the way of creature comforts, although I do have a USB-A port and a cup holder back here. As I reach forward to pull the seat back, I will note that it gets really tight on the tops of my feet, but not really much space for my feet to go. They are directly side by side underneath the tracks, and that's before I even pull the seat back, which actually does not touch my knees at all, so quite comfortable there. All told, aside from my feet really having no place to go, this back seat would work for full-size adults in a pinch if it had to be. But I'm not riding back here. Let's move up front and see what it's like with Holly behind the wheel. All right, car seat installation time. I will say it is beyond simple to find the lower anchor points in this Mazda CX-9's captain's chairs, but interestingly enough, it has hard plastic removable covers that I've just been keeping here in the center console so that I don't lose them, but those hard plastic covers are around hard plastic insets in the bottoms of the seats for those lower latch points. But let's grab that car seat. Typical Graco forward-facing car seat. Drop your rear anchor tether back there underneath the headrest. Very simple and easy to find the lower anchor points here, like I just mentioned, because there's no seat material, no leather, no foam, no felt getting in the way of those lower anchor points. Makes for very easy lower latch installation. These car seats, unfortunately, do not lend themselves to moving up and out of the way for third row access with a car seat in place. With that said, to install that lower latch, you have to just scoot it forward. And the lower latch point, I don't know if you can see just how low it is down here on the back of the seat. It's incredibly low. And then I noticed there's a lot of soft foam on the back of these seats here that it looks like this tether is depressing the back of the seat by a good ½ inch or more just in order to get this seat in tight enough. So could cause some long-term damage to this Nappa leather seating surface. Other than that, firm, secure, and in place. Pretty easy car seat installation here in the second row of the Mazda CX-9. All right, setting off in the 2022 Mazda CX-9 and getting everything situated how we like it, right?
Okay, where is the vent that's blowing like between my legs? There's air going between my legs. Where's that vent?
It's ventilated seats. You have
air conditioned seats?
Yes, a must here in East Texas.
Fancy.
I know, right? My only complaint with them, once you know what it is and what they're doing, is that when you turn the vehicle off and back on, you have to turn the seats back on. They don't just stay on like you would imagine the air conditioning.
This is weird feeling.
Yeah? Nice cool behind.
So if you did remote start, would they come on?
So if this vehicle has remote start, I have not figured out how to do it. So leave me a comment down below. The premium 3-row crossover from Mazda, there's no dedicated start-stop button on the key fob, and I have not figured out the right combination. I know Toyota, you have to double-click and then hold the lock button. That didn't work here in the Mazda. So leave me a comment down below. We've lived with it for a week, hadn't figured it out yet, and I refuse to Google that one. And the owner's manual is still wrapped in plastic, and I don't want to Google it.
Are you going home?
I have to ask, before we really get into driving impressions or anything else, what do you think of the gauges in this one?
The gauges? I mean, I like the gauges.
Okay, because the speedometer and the entire center part of the gauges is a screen. And historically, you've not been up on
What do you mean it's a screen? Oh, like this part.
Yes, it's a screen. Did you not know?
Oh.
Did they fold you?
They fooled me. I mean, I can tell now that I'm looking at it, but they did fool me.
So a very well done, and perhaps my favorite integration of screens and regular analog gauges. The entire center section with that round speedometer in the middle is a digital screen with a little overflow on the sides for your fuel gauge and engine temp, and does a really nice job of displaying the information. And then you can even scroll here on the steering wheel through all of the different information on the screen. So yeah, you can scroll through all of that. But one thing I really like about this has traffic sign recognition built into it. So it recognizes stop signs, do not enter signs, and speed limit signs. So as you drive by a speed limit sign, it'll update. You've got a little 30 mph up there in the corner because we are in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. And if you pass a higher or lower speed limit, it will change that accordingly. They also do something really cool. You see on the tick mark for 30 on the actual the analog piece, there is a red tick mark at 30 miles an hour. So no matter where you're looking, you know the speed limit is 30 miles an hour.
I had not noticed that.
Well. And when you set your cruise control, it puts a little green kind of ghost dial in place of where your speed is set. Whether or not cruise is currently active is up to you, but if you have the cruise set at say 45 and you had to stop at a light or something, it's going to leave that green ghost gauge line at 45 just to let you know this is where you have it set.
So I haven't looked a whole lot at the dashboard
Now, why is that?
thing because I got the handy dandy little thing up here on the windshield. What do you call that?
Heads up display.
The heads up display, which I am becoming a fan of. And this one, it tells you the speed limit, the speed you're going, and if something's beside you, which I really like.
So yes, I really like that they integrated the blind spot monitoring into the heads-up display and alerts you whether or not someone's beside you. If you put your blinker on while someone's in your blind spot, it'll flash orange at you and let you know. Interestingly though, to me, it doesn't show you your blinker status in the heads-up display.
Like if it's on or not?
Yeah, which small, minor omission that I can overlook for all the other information that they give you up there. So I really like that a lot. It also tells you if you're getting out of your lane, because this does have lane keep assist. Very, very informative driver information setup between both the gauges and the heads-up display of this. We are about to go over our first test of the suspension in this. Mazdas have traditionally been, the sporty vehicle, but this one is very luxurious. So we're going to go over some railroad tracks here. Tucker, you ready to see how wobbly your head gets?
I don't want to go on the brick seat.
Oh, you don't want to go on the brick streets? I'm sorry. Well, that railroad track was nothing, so I'm guessing the brick streets will be nothing as well. Further thoughts of interior appointments, babe? What do you think?
I really like the interior of this car. The steering wheel is smooth. The leather seat, is this real leather?
It's Nappa leather, so it's like premium leather.
Oh, fancy, but it's very comfortable. It's tufted. Is that what they call? Quilted. And you know, they've got great lumbar support. It's got the two-person memory thing, which we
kudos for us.
Really like. That's been spoiled. So I really like the interior. There's the only thing so I like the little mouse thing.
Right.
You kind of don't.
I just want options. So the infotainment on this, it's got a nice, very wide screen up front. The only way to interface with it is with this knob down here, which for the most part I'm okay with, but in a pinch wanting to get to something quickly, I would love to just be able to touch it, but it's so far away that that's not a great option either.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why I like the little mouse knob thing. Is it is so much easier to keep my eyes on the road and just twist this. One thing that really aggravates me when I'm on the phone with you in the car is you don't hang up. And so I'm driving, trying to reach forward and hang up in my Jeep.
There are buttons on the steering wheel.
I know, but that's not my first inclination. But when I was on the phone with you in this car, I'm just like, boop, done.
And I really like how handy the volume knob is. It's down here as well, and I like that.
But I will say, the volume knob, I feel like, goes the opposite way that it should for up and down.
No, turn right for up and left for down.
No, you don't.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you should turn left for up. Because you're turning the knob up and down.
It's just like our thermostat at home. Make it warmer, make it colder.
Yeah, but that's not, air is different than volume. There's an up and down volume.
Agree,
right?
Disagree there. So around this mouse knob control for the infotainment system, you do have some shortcut buttons that take you directly to your music, your home screen, or your navigation, which I found and discovered and really like. So you can bounce between those. That even works within Apple CarPlay, which is only wired in this, which is through a USB-A plug, which seems a little outdated. There is a Qi wireless charger up here, but if you're using any of the technology, you're going to be plugged in. The climate controls are very easy to reach and easy to understand. I will knock this though, of the 3-row crossovers that we've tested, you cannot control the third row from back here. You can just turn it on and off. The actual controls are on the back of this console, as are the only vents for both rows back there.
That is one of the downsides of this one that really disappointed me because, I mean, I said earlier that I like the interior of this car, but I don't think I really expressed. I really like this car. I like it a lot. And you may note that every time I go out, I'm like, I'm taking the car.
Yep. You have taken this one more than any that we've had thus far. So that's been fun to see. And yes, I've definitely made mental note of that.
But the air, not having a vent in the back
ceiling.
or in the ceiling, especially in the Texas summer.
It's really tough because even though he's forward facing now and this is technically blowing on him, it's just a little bit harder to get it cool for him back there. And we already expressed, we haven't found remote start, so if it has it, please let us know in the comments.
But the back seat, does it have air conditioned seats? It has heated seats.
It has heated seats with a full center console back there as well. So just like this one has a split opening, that does as well with USB ports inside of that as well. So pretty much all the same comfort amenities we have up here. They have back there.
Daddy?
No ventilated seats, but yes, heated seats, very comfortable.
Daddy.
Recline, a lot of good stuff back
Daddy?
there. And we only have a standard sunroof
Daddy?
here in this one, so a little bit smaller, maybe a knock on back row comfort
Daddy?
and convenience, but still very nice. You do get the sunshades, the manual sunshades over the windows back there, which I like a lot. Tucker likes those, helps keep him cooler back there, because the interior of this is very dark as well. This is the dark chestnut Nappa leather interior, and it's dark.
And this may be a nitpicky thing that I'm not in love with, is that these side cushy ones, at least on that side, it doesn't seem to do it as much on this side, but it mushes up when you, do you know what I'm talking about?
The bolster?
Nope, on the handle, nope.
Oh, this? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very, very kind
It's
of,
mushed up. It kind of makes it feel a little cheap.
yeah.
And it also kind of makes me feel like there could be some wear and tear on that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know. That may be a nitpicky thing, but I didn't love that.
It also doesn't have the best landing spot for my elbow, but when you find it, it is quite comfortable. All right, brick streets, downtown Tyler. This does have a little sportier suspension to it, but Tucker, how's your head back there?
It's not wobbly.
Not wobbly. So even in a rather sport-tuned 3-row crossover, not too wobbly. This does have a shorter wheelbase, which helps lend itself to being a little bit tidier over rough pavement. But all in all, really solid, nice, comfortable ride.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I like this car is it's super smooth.
Yeah.
Feels sporty, like you said, not like a soccer mom vehicle.
Okay, so let's talk
But
about
could be a soccer mom vehicle.
Well, technically it is. You're a soccer
Technically
mom.
it is.
So, what do you feel about, I know we're not in the best situation for you to really stretch your legs out, but what do you feel about the power in this one? It's all-wheel drive, and we've got the 2.5 liter Turbo 4 with 8-speed automatic. Let's see, 277 horsepower, I believe, 310 pound-feet of torque. What does it feel like behind the wheel?
Well, I feel like it gets up and goes, but very smoothly.
Right.
Like
Not
it's
abrupt, not harsh.
no, it's not. It's one of those that a fast speed could sneak up on you.
Yeah, I've driven 2 other Mazda vehicles with the same engine, transmission, and all-wheel drive setup. They were smaller vehicles, lighter vehicles. I liked it a little bit better in those. It was the Mazda 3 and Mazda CX-30. Both of those I will link left side, maybe over here, up above. But in this, it feels like maybe, I said 8-speed transmission earlier, it's only got a 6-speed, and if it had 8-speed, I feel like maybe that would help out a little bit more. Maybe either a little bit more horsepower or 2 more gears would help it be where it's got the best passing power, I would say. I don't know, it left a little to be desired from a brand that makes quintessentially perhaps the best roadster on the market.
You know better than me because I've really only puttered around in it in town.
And for that, like, to your point, it does great. Has plenty of power, has plenty of get up and go. Speed will sneak up on you if you're not paying attention to it.
But it's right there on your heads-up display, so no excuses.
Right. And a very comfortable ride, very compliant, not abrasive, not harsh. I will note the windows are express up and down, all the way around. So
I know you like that feature.
I don't want to have to hold the button. Like, why does the driver get all the benefits? Like, Why can't I? Over here.
Oh, we need to do some finger exercises for your window.
Yeah.
At least you don't have to crank it.
Growing up, my dad had a Mazda 323 that we had to crank. So,
Hey, you know my first vehicle was a Mazda, right?
I do.
Remember that? That was a hoopty.
yeah.
But it was old.
This is very
This
good
is very nice. Maybe this is why I love the Mazda so much.
because it's come so far.
Well, I mean, the car that we had, it wasn't bad. It was just old.
Right.
Really old by the time we got it.
Right.
You know, one of those that if you stop too long at the red light, it would die.
But
this, you know, I'm just saying maybe I've come full circle. First vehicle, and now, I mean, this won't be my last vehicle, but it could be my next vehicle.
could be.
You didn't say anything about the Bose speakers.
I know. We haven't really gotten to test it out too much, and we can't play any music for copyright reasons here on the channel, but very nice sound system. What little I've got to put it through its paces. Again, using wired Apple CarPlay. All told, to your point, it checks a lot of boxes on our wish list. You like it so much, you were stealing it every chance you got. Just a few minor shortcomings. The rear vent situation, air conditioning situation. The 2+2+2 seating is a little odd for us at this stage in our life, but really a lot to like about this Mazda CX-9 signature all-wheel drive crossover. And with that, unless you've got anything else,
I just really like it.
we will go to our final thoughts and wrap this one up. All right, Holly, I like it. It's fun, it's sporty, it's luxurious. What are your final thoughts on the 22 Mazda CX-9 signature all-wheel drive?
Well, I do like it. I really like it a lot. I like the seats. I like the comfort and the luxury part of it. I just don't know if I'm going to have a vehicle that has 3 rows, that I would get a vehicle that the 3 row isn't 100% functional as a 3 row, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to get in and out. It's kind of small.
Yeah, I mean, other than my feet having to be like this, relative comfort back there, very cushy, supportive seat bottom, but only being 2 across, not even having that third seatbelt option, does make it a little tight, especially when there are other 3-row vehicles on the market that are a little bit bigger than this.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the only thing I would say about it is if you're going to have 3 rows,
Make the most
have
out of
3
it.
rows. Yeah.
Yeah, I really see this more as like the premium adult option because you have 4 captain's chairs with this heated middle row and all the nice Nappa leather seating surfaces with very comfortable ventilated front seats as well.
Yes.
Tucker seems to like it pretty good, and with that, we have to bid this one adieu until next time. But if you like what you see here, give us a like, hit subscribe so you can help support our family and keep doing reviews like this. And until next time, Gearheads, bye.
I said bye too.
I know, thank you. Can you hold that? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Gearhead.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Did I talk you into it starting?
Yes. What
Yeah.
are your thoughts, Tucker? You like it?
Yeah, but I don't like this now.
Yeah, we'll talk about the inside here in a little bit. Leave that to your imagination. Oh boy. All right.